Previously on the brink of bankruptcy, Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer NIO is now on track to be one of the biggest EV companies in China, trumping all but Tesla for now. Join us for this detailed look at how NIO went from nothing to rivaling the likes of Tesla in the space of just a few years. The Chinese startup formerly went by the name of Next EV, a company with roots similar to those of global superstar Tesla, albeit in a different direction. To gain traction in the automotive world, Next EV's first initiative was a limited-run electric supercar. This, the EP9, would be the turning point for the company, which would, from now on, be known as NIO. With a range of more than 260 miles, it was built in conjunction with the firm's Formula E division. 6 of these 1,360 horsepower hypercars were sold to investors for over $3 million, while a further 10 models went on to be publicly owned. After the success of this limited car, hard to believe that years later, the Chinese startup would be facing financial difficulties. But that's exactly what happened when in 2019, the company was on the brink of bankruptcy. It was the $1.4 billion investment from the Chinese government in early 2020 that saved the company. But in return, it would lose a 24.1% stake, which would then belong to the government. Later that year, it climbed to be the 5th most valuable automaker in the world, after Tesla, Toyota, Volkswagen and BYD, another Chinese car manufacturer. Today, Tesla has earned itself top position as the leading EV manufacturer in China, with more Teslas being sold than any other electric vehicles offered there. Shanghai's Gigafactory will of course help ensure that the company can keep up with demand. The American company's success relies on its extensive supercharger network, of which there are more than 300 sites dotted across the Chinese mainland. NIO recognizes the importance of fast charging abilities, but the automaker bases its successes on something entirely different. Described as vehicle battery separation, NIO wants consumers to see the battery as a separate entity from the car. The concept is simple. By removing the dead battery and replacing it with a fully charged one, a driver can be back on the roads in just a couple of minutes. In fact, Tesla has already experimented with this sort of technology, way back in a 2013 California-based trial center. But the project was abandoned because superchargers were proven to be fast and, crucially, popular enough for the vast majority of people. Reducing EV charging times down from more than 12+ hours is certainly key to Tesla's success, but NIO is topping up drivers' batteries in less than 10 minutes. Although the concept was used on the EP9, it wasn't until 2018 that the first battery swap station opened in China. To date, there are more than 160. The process is simple. A booking is made on an app, which is followed by a member of staff reversing the car into the shelter. Laser-guided machinery unscrews the existing battery pack, sends it underground to be charged, and replaces it with a fully charged pack. And between 5 and 10 minutes later, the driver is free to leave. NIO car owners can pay approximately $150 per month for this service, which allows up to 6 battery changes at any one of the company's facilities. Second-hand owners are not forgotten about too. They can pay per kilowatt-hour for the energy that would be required to recharge their flat battery. Battery technology is still evolving at a rapid rate, which is why builders of electric vehicles prefer to fit different styles of batteries in various models within the same company. But the success of NIO's battery swap stations is thanks to the standardized battery pack, which can be taken from and added to any model under their brand. The battery pack, accounting for approximately $10,700 of the car's overall cost, can be purchased along with the car, or effectively rented from NIO. Company representatives say about 1/3 of all customers prefer to do this. Skeptics have already noticed a flaw in the battery swap station's business model though. While wait times are very short, only 160 or so are currently in operation. This doesn't account for people who live too far away from a station or who may be traveling for work or holiday purposes outside of the catchment area. No problem though. Users can charge their NIO just like any other electric car from a domestic or fast charging outlet. But sometimes poor planning or sudden changes can even render this impossible. What if in the middle of nowhere a driver runs entirely out of power? NIO's got that covered too. By using the app, customers can request a charging truck to show up, which houses the correct equipment to add those essential miles back into the car's battery. Forget diesel power. Even the charging trucks are run off 100% electric. Currently, the company's cheapest car is the ES6, a mid-size SUV coming in at 358,000 yuan. That's about $55,000. The car promises a pinch under 550 horsepower and 0 to 62 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds. Up to 380 miles off one charge is realistic too. With seats for 6 or 7, the customizable ES8 tops the range as the ES6's bigger brother. Slightly slower at 4.9 seconds and promising 360 miles instead, this model will cost from 448,000 yuan or $169,000. A drag coefficient of 0.26 helps the EC6 to achieve a couple of miles more than the ES6 on which it's based, but this coupe crossover Fusion, in top spec, can be even quicker, racing to 62 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds. This all comes at a minimal cost increase of 10,000 yuan or $1,500 over the ES6 SUV. SUVs and electric vehicles are a huge trend in China today. In fact, there are over 500 companies registered in the country that produce what are known as new energy vehicles or alternative fuel source vehicles that don't rely on internal combustion engines. Only a handful have made it as far as NIO though. Drivers who buy battery swap electric vehicles are currently eligible for subsidies of up to $3,500 in China, but the government stresses that this is a limited time incentive, and with EV demand heightening, such financial incentives are soon to be axed. NIO's even having a crack at the saloon market, a heavily saturated segment which has proven hugely lucrative in the country with its ET7. A 620-mile range and 0 to 62 in 3.9 seconds are just the start. The ET7 will be the start of the company's heavy focus on safety and self-driving tech. Some of the 33 instruments included in this executive saloon include ultra-long-range LiDAR, high-resolution cameras, millimeter wave radars, and ultrasonic sensors. The huge kit list signifies that the company is taking a huge step in the autonomous direction, with current cars already being equipped with around 20 pieces of kit to enable NIO Pilot. While Tesla aims to produce 250,000 electric models from Giga Shanghai each year, we must remember that the company is significantly older and more experienced than NIO. Regardless, the company recently struck a deal with Chinese state-owned JAC Motors to use its assembly factories. Thanks to this, NIO recently hit its 50,000 vehicles produced milestone. A remarkable 650,000 battery swaps have been carried out, showing just how reliable this technology is, while 800 million combined miles have been covered by its cars on the roads today. Predominantly an auto manufacturer, NIO wants us to think of the company as a complete lifestyle and tech solution. We've already discussed its range of battery swap stations, recharging trucks, and regular charging stations, not to forget home-based personal charging stations. But there's just one more thing: the NIO House. This network of houses helps promote brand loyalty and ultimately engage customers even more with the brand. There's a range of professional services, including bookable meeting rooms, libraries, and forums, as well as more pleasurable spaces to relax like the coffee shop, the lounge areas, and the Joy Camp for children. Even though the company has offices in Germany, the United Kingdom, and the United States, its portfolio of cars, charging network, and lifestyle choices are only available in China. And it's expected to remain that way for a long time yet. With huge political change just around the corner, who knows what comes next? Although over a third of Tesla's sales take place in China, this news should have Elon Musk quaking in his boots. Currently facing only competition from automakers that are branching away from conventional internal combustion engine cars, Tesla is on the brink of some huge competition. Let us know what you make of NIO's huge success in China and whether you see it having a future outside of the country.